you by Dragonfire Boxing Promotions.
You are on WTV at Thunderdome 30 at Perth Metro City. Brett Benetti at ringside with Paul the Main Man Morrison in a row there. Nice work by TLC Richard Lockett.
With Vinnie Folan, who's fighting Anthony Hawkins tonight on Thunderdome.
With Michael the Bullet Kaplan, who is on a 5-fight win streak, going for number 6 in a row.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout 7 of the evening. 5 by 2-minute rounds in the 70-kilogram junior middleweight division. On the line, the Dragonfire Women's WA State Junior Weight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. She is trained by Anthony Redwood from the Grange Old School Boxing Gym in Queensland. With an official weight of 69.9 kilograms, she has a record of 4 fights with 1 win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Janae Hollow Point Harding! And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. She is trained by the team at Dennings Boxing. With an official weight of 69 kilograms, she has a record of 6 fights with 2 draws and 3 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ice Queen, Kylie Hart!
Gary Springer Ingraham is your referee for this one. It is for the women's junior middleweight state title, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Again, it's the Kylie Hart, the Ice Queen, in the blue trunks, taking on Hollow Point Janae Harding in the black. And we'll see if there's any ring rust tonight, because Kylie Hart hasn't been in the ring for about a year.
Yeah, last fight was in March, obviously, of 2018. And Janae's not a stranger to having a break either. She had a 2-year gap between her first and her second fight, and she's only had 4 fights in the boxing, so...
It's interesting the distance kept at the moment. Lovely right hand over there by Hutt, and I expect that Kylie will try and close the distance on this one and not let Janae breathe and use her height and reach advantage.
Yeah, it'd be wise for Janae to use that reach and that distance, which she's not seeming to do that well at the moment, but Hutt definitely has good head movement. She goes from side to side like the Mike Tyson peekaboo style. So I think she's going to work her way inside here. Nice
stiff jab there and a nice overhand right follow up by the Ice Queen. Kylie out looking in great shape and great fitness, and it was a great weight cut for her because she didn't have to cut as much weight as she used to doing, so moving up in weight. And again, we've seen her a lot here at Thunderdome, being very impressive. And there's two actually results on her record that were called draws that, you know, were wrong by the judges in my book. She should have those as wins. So her record is a lot better than what it states.
Yeah, well, she's a former Australian champ, Brett, and she's had 3 fights with Sarah Dwyer, who, as we spoke about before, she went over and put in a very good performance.
Oh, nice punch there by Hart. Sorry to interrupt there, but that was a beautiful punch.
Yeah, she definitely holds her own because Sarah put on a good performance over against a world champion, so she can definitely punch.
Got to be wary because I think Janae still has a lot of power. And
yeah,
haven't seen it yet, but she's ready. It's like a cage lion ready to explode any minute.
Yeah, looks alone. Janae definitely looks like she's in good shape, Brett. She's got, you know, good strong legs. She's got good balance. I'd like to see her sit on her punches a little bit more to get some more power.
Into round 1, and they touch loves a bit of sign of respect, but that was a great opening round for the Ice Queen, so no ring rust looks like so far. It's great to see her back at Thunderdome. We hope that you're enjoying our coverage on WTV. Brett Benetti here ringside, enjoying the action with the main man, Paul Morrison, as we enter round 2 of this massive fight for the junior middleweight state title, with Kylie the Ice Queen Hart taking on Hollow Point Janae Harding.
Yeah, we're just following on from your point, Brett, about her fitness. I'm pretty sure Hutt's got 4 or 5 kids, so there she goes with another big overhand right. So to be able to run around after 4 or 5 kids, there's no reason why she's not fit, mate.
Yeah, she's looking really strong here in the early parts of round 2 as well, giving Janae a bit of trouble, but doesn't look too phased at all. She does look like a very strong girl. So she's come over in shape, and she's not going to come all the way to Queensland if she's not looking for the win, that's for sure. She's not here to make up numbers.
Yeah, she's definitely, as you said, she's a big, strong girl. She's in really good shape. But she's definitely going to work cut out for at the moment because Hutt's getting on the inside. She's hitting her with her punches.
That jab and follow-up body shot as well, really working well tonight for the Ice Queen. She knows how to work hard, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Janae might be just getting a little bit complacent with that height advantage that she's got over Hutt because her hands are quite low and Hutt's being able to come over the top of those. I think she thinks she's a bit too high, but Hutt's definitely getting underneath and coming over the top of her punches. She's got to pick her hands up a bit.
She come in real quite nicely, then didn't connect, but she needs more of that, and she could trouble Kylie, that's for sure, because she does look like she's got a bit of power. She moves well, but again, we see her more in the MMA cage rather than the boxing cage.
Yeah, different kettle of fish, isn't it, Brett? As
different
we see.
Sport, yep. But the fitness has still got to be there, and the power's got to be there as well. Steve Kennedy is one of those guys that does both. Same thing with Richard Lockett, who we saw tonight. Great MMA fighter, but trying to mix boxing in there.
Yeah. Janae seems like she's very calm in there. She's obviously got a lot of experience because she's definitely overawed, but she's got her work cut out for her.
That was a nice punch there by Harding as we close out round 2. But again, I think that Kylie Hutt still looking the goods, more busier fighter, landing the harder, cleaner shots as we go into round 3.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brett. I think it's 2 rounds down and 2 rounds in the books to Hutt. Obviously, we're scoring unofficially.
This is going to be a very interesting round, whether she took the first couple off to try and force the action in round 3, 4 and 5. You never know. We'll see. Comes out with more intent straight away.
Yeah, good point, Brett. And especially being only a 5-rounder fight, which is strange. Obviously, boxing, we normally have the even numbers, but I think they're having the odd numbers to make sure there's no more draws.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, what surprised me at a couple of fights on Kylie Hutt's record is that they were 4-round fights. And again, I thought that she cleared at least 1-3 on both of them. And she didn't get the decision. So maybe with something from the camps, we want a 5-round fight to make sure there's no doubt.
Yeah, that might be a good point. It might be with a couple of draws because I certainly haven't seen a 5-round fight before for a state title.
Very nice head movement there and got herself out of the way. The power of Harding and connected very well on the exchange there by Hutt. But again, you see that Janae's coming forward a little bit more in this round, so that she knows she's got a bit of work to do. Again, this is a relentless pressure I was talking about from Hutt. She's coming forward now, but she's got to be careful not to be caught herself.
Yeah, I think Janae just obviously might be a bit different. I think being inexperienced, she doesn't realise actually how much distance she can create.
Another beautiful punch there by Kylie Hutt. She's looking really good.
Because she's got so much more distance, so much more range than Hutt, but Hutt's being able to come underneath it and really land that overhand right. So far she hasn't hurt her, but she seems like that any time she wants to go to that ATM with the overhand right, she's getting money out from it.
Yeah, Hardy landed a nice punch there on Hutt and didn't phase at all, but it was probably her best punch of the fight so far. As Hutt still finding the answers.
I'd like to see Janae throw some uppercuts. Hutt goes down low, and I'd like to see her aim a little bit lower with her punches, because you can see that Hutt gets right underneath, and I think Janae's got to come up as opposed to going over with the punches.
I think that's another great round by Kylie Hutt there.
Yeah, look, these girls have put on a really good show, and the crowd's loving it. It's a full house here. The crowd's certainly picked up, and I think the crowd are getting their money's worth with this fight.
Kylie Hutt better be aware, because that she might come after her big time.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think that Hutt's in front on my scorecards if I was scoring, so if I was Janae, I'd be trying to really get behind that jab, which she's doing there. I think she's just punching a little bit too high, as I said, because Hutt gets right underneath the punches and then comes back over. So if I was Janae, I'd be coming up with my punches, like throwing some uppercuts and body shots, and really as opposed to trying to go down with the punch, because she seems to be missing.
Be still, wary of what Hanae brings to the table. Harding. Kylie Hutt putting on the pressure again, trying to force Harding into the corner. Doing a great job there of getting out there as Harding. So it seems we have the speed advantage as well and ferocious. She's more hungry. Oh, that's a nice punch there thrown by Hutt. And again, we've seen in a fight earlier tonight where we thought it was going to go the other way with Hayden Wright and Humberston. You know, don't leave it in the hands of the judges sometimes, because sometimes you get results that you don't agree with.
Absolutely, mate. So, and Hutt knows that. She's definitely a fighter. She doesn't like to leave it in the judges' scorecard. She's got some stoppages on her records before, so she's definitely going after it.
And that's where, again, this sort of fight, I mean, the Sarah on Fire Dwyers of the world, I mean, I think that she went on a run and got a world title. I think it was fights with Kylie Hutt that made her a better fighter. Found out how hard she had to work and go on that run to get that world title overseas. So this is where it all starts from here, right here at Thunderdome.
Absolutely, and as I said, she's a former Australian champion. She won that Australian title, obviously, over Sarah when they fought here for one of the cards. So she's got the experience, she's a willing participant, she wants to go after the fight, and she's definitely going after Janae here. She's not waiting.
Coming to the end of round number 4, and Kylie Hutt's still looking good. Well, that's on our unofficial scorecards, that's for sure. But again, you never know what the judges see.
Yeah, another good round. They both look really fresh, like we said. They're definitely coming to the fight fit.
Just looking over our matchmakers for Thunderdome as well. Tony Tolch and Angela Hyder. And Angela Hyder just looked at me and said, gee, that Hutt is a warrior terrier, isn't she? I said, that's exactly what we've been saying in the lead up to this fight as well. That's the reason why I like watching this girl fight.